Okay, I want to have a conversation today, which has come up with many of my clients in the last few weeks. And so I wanted to share some of it with you guys, and with their permission, I actually asked if I can bring this whole conversation forward. So when I'm working with clients, we take things at a very personal approach, what's going on in their life. But right now, I feel like there's a lot of people that are trying to find their sense of control and how that's going to look in the new normal. And so I actually wanted to address both today and see if I can help you come up with some ideas as to what your new normal could look like and how you can get some control over it. So as you're watching this video, if you're jumping in live, please let me know and say hi. But if you're watching the replay, I want you to participate in this because I'm going to pop back and answer any questions as well. So what came up with the conversation with my client was that she was feeling like things are very out of her control. She has lost her job. She's trying to teach her kids. She has her husband is at home, but he's still working, and so they have this weird new environment that is not normal for them, and they don't know when this is going to come to an end. So I realized that there's ladies here from all over the world. So every different province and every different state and every different country, you're going to be in a little bit of a different situation as to what things are like for you, as well as what's going on in your personal life and your personal situation. And I get that. And so this particular client, she's dealing with a situation that just feels very out of her control. She's not enjoying teaching her kids. So many of you can probably relate. She doesn't feel like she has the knowledge or the skills to teach her kids, but she's also trying to manage keeping them at home away from her husband, who is still trying to work from home on the computer. So she has all of these things going on that feel like they are out of her control. So if you can relate to that, or if you feel like there's some things that are not in your control right now, let me know in the comments. Because when all of these things feel like they're happening to us, it can feel like things are really out of our control. It can feel like things are just not manageable. And because we don't know what kind of time frame exactly this is going to be, it's hard to see the outcome or figure out our new normal. Or maybe we're still in that mindset of that things might get back to normal, and there's a good chance that there's not going to be that exact normal again. We're not going to go back to the way things exactly were. And so what I was talking about with this client, or what we were speaking together about, was trying to give her a sense of control in her new normal. So whatever her new normal is today is her new normal for this week. Whatever it is next week, it'll be like that next week. And so having an understanding of the things that are in your power, the decisions that you do have, figuring things out that you can manage is really, really empowering. And I speak about this with all of my clients, is to think about things that you do have control over. And so we went over a list of things together that she has control over. And the way that I'm doing it with my clients right now is breaking it down into our 4 pillars. And I would love to do this exercise with you right now as well. So if you have been able to relate to the things that I'm saying so far, where you feel like lots is out of your control, you're confused as to your new normal, let's pin it down as it relates to your health. So I can't jump in and help you teach your kid. I'm sorry, I wish I could. I can't jump in and help you deal with your husband. I wish I could. But what I can help you with is focusing on what you want to create your new normal, what you do have control of your health and of your self-care and of your mindset and of your nutrition, because there are a lot of things that we do have control over right now. And I want to use this opportunity to remind you of some of them, because I think even just a little mindset reframe, like that little reset button and a chance to sit down and take a deep breath. And I want you to actually grab a journal. So grab a notebook and take some notes as we go through this. So what you could do is think about our 4 pillars. And if you are new to following me, quickly introduce myself here so that you have a clue what I'm talking about. My name is Gaylene Gomez. I'm the owner of Compass Rose Nutrition and Wellness. And so I help women really learn how to boost their energy and lose unwanted weight with simple nutrition and lifestyle changes. So the little things that can make a really big difference. And when we focus on these little things, they can really, really add up. And when they add up, it becomes very empowering, because it feels really easy to take charge of your health and to create healthy habits and to focus on what's actually important to you. And so I use a unique 4-pillar approach where I talk about nutrition, exercise, sleep, and mindset or slash stress levels. So today let's go through those 4 and talk about things you can do. And I want you to actually make a list. So pillar number 1 is nutrition, healthy eating. This is something that's very much in your control right now. You're not eating out at restaurants all the time. You are not running to work and eating at the coffee shop downstairs. You're probably cooking a lot more from scratch than you normally could or did or whatever. The only place you're leaving your house is to go to the grocery store, except for those of you that are essential workers. And from all of us in the group, much love to all of you for helping take care of everybody right now. And if you're watching this, please give some love to all of those like nurses and doctors and grocery store workers and all of the people in the group that are kind of taking care of everybody else. We love and really appreciate you. But for those of you that are kind of stuck at home, the only place you're going out is to the grocery store. So you have control of what you're buying. You have control of what you're cooking, of what you're eating, of what you're putting in your body. Are you choosing to make a healthy smoothie and use some of that frozen fruit? Are you choosing to make a big batch of soup for your family from the vegetables that you have? Or are you choosing to eat frozen processed chicken fingers or fish fingers most meals? Are you eating sugary cereals every morning, or are you making some oatmeal? What are you choosing to put in your body? Because when we have the opportunity to make that choice, it becomes very empowering to know that there's something in our control. And our food and what we're putting in our body is in our control. So I want you to actually take a moment here and jot down a couple of ideas of what you could do different or better or more of or less of in the area of healthy eating for your family. In this new normal that you have, because again, it's not normal, I get that, but in this new normal that you have this week, what could you maybe just do a little bit different? Could you swap out some pop for water or juice or tea, or like what could you do different? Could you prepare a big batch of something that nourishes your family a little bit more than what you were going to make for dinner tonight or tomorrow night? When you go to the grocery store, could you make an effort to buy some frozen fruits from the frozen fruit section and come home and make them into a bunch of smoothies for your family? What could you do different, more of, better, less of? And make a list. And if you have some ideas, please pop them right here in the comments with this video, because there's going to be some people that watch the video, they're like, I can't really think of anything. So if you have some ideas, please pop it in the comments, share your suggestions. There's 1,000 ladies here in this group, and so I know all of you at least have 2 or 3 ideas. So if you can pop some in there, then people can brainstorm off of that. And the focus here is to try and support everybody in what they're dealing with right now. And you might have something that's working really well for your family that another person might really benefit from. So please share those ideas. Okay, pillar number 2 is exercise. So under the exercise category, what could you do better, more of, different? Could you get out for some fresh air and a walk at lunchtime? Could you wake up a little bit earlier before the kids to get in some yoga on YouTube? Could you take your whole family for an after dinner walk just around the neighborhood? What could you do different, better, more of? How can you move your body in a way that is benefiting you in this new normal? Because you're not going to the gym right now. You're probably not going hiking. You're not doing a lot of the activities that maybe you like. If you went to an actual gym or a fitness class or have like a group of women that you normally do things with, that's not happening right now. So what can you do? And I'd love you to pop your ideas in here as well. So what can you do to get a little bit more exercise in your day? Because those are the things you have control over. You have control over moving your body. You can sit and watch the news for a gazillion hours a day or scroll Facebook all day. Or you can carve out 30 minutes and be really focused and say, look, I'm going to move my body for these 30 minutes, regardless of what else is happening on the news. So what could you do? Pop it in your comments, pop it on your list. And the next pillar is sleep. So sleep is something that, yes, we have control over, but this one might put up a few red flags for some of you because you feel like you don't have as much control over this area. And so I want to challenge you on that. I want to challenge you on you thinking that, oh, well, I can't get enough sleep because my kids stay up late or my kids get up early or because I've been tossing and turning at night. So instead of saying you can't get more or better sleep because of, I want to challenge you and say, well, then what can you do for your sleep? What can you make the effort of? Can you go to bed a little bit earlier? Could you sleep a little bit later? Could you turn off your electronics earlier? Could you start a nighttime routine where you really start to wind down earlier? What can you do in regards to getting better sleep? What is in your control? What choices can you make in the evening that actually allow you to have more sleep? And this is a tricky one. This is such a tricky one. So many of my clients come back and say, look, I just can't. I have too much to do. My family's too busy. We have all these things. I just can't. And so in this case, I want to challenge you and say, okay, well, what can you control? What can you do? What can you do more of? What can you do less of? What can you do different? What can you do better? And write those down and share with us here. What are you going to do? Okay, and then pillar number 4. This is a biggie right now. This is huge. And you might wonder why, I try and take all 4 of these pillars when it comes to my clients. And you'll see why in a moment, because the 4th pillar is about our mindset. And you can replace the word mindset with stress levels. So right now, there is a lot of stress out there. So back to when we talk about what is in your control and what is your new normal. There are things that you are in control of as far as your stress levels. There are. And you might think, no, I'm like, everything's crazy. But let's come back to focusing on what is in your control. So how much news are you exposing yourself to? How much time are you spending? I think that was, snow that slid down my house or something. What are you actually spending your time on that is causing this level of stress? What could you do more of? What could you do less of? What could you do better? What could you do different when it comes to your stress levels? What could you improve upon in your mindset? Could you spend time journaling? Could you spend time working with a coach? Could you spend more quality time with your family instead of social media time? What could you do? I want you to come up with a couple things here that you feel like would actually help your stress levels in your new normal. So instead of saying, let me wait till everything gets back to normal, once I get back to work, it'll be fine. I don't want you to wait until things get back to normal because we don't know what get back to normal means. We don't know when that's going to happen. And if you stay stressed out between now and then that does affect everything. And let's look at how it can. If you are stressed out and your mindset is in a bad place, then there's a good chance that you're emotional eating, right? You're probably not cooking healthy foods that I talked about in pillar 1. You're probably not getting really good exercise. If you're stressed out and you're really feeling this heavy, you're not exercising the way that you probably should, and you're probably not sleeping the way that you should either. Because if you're stressed out, then your other pillars are all affected. And it goes every different direction. If you have one of these that is struggling, the other ones are going to struggle. However, if you really focus and work on one of them, they're all going to be affected and improved upon as well. So as you start thinking about what is in your control and what is your new normal going to look like, I want you to remember that you have more in control than you realize. Yes, there's a lot of things that are not in our control right now, but every single thing that I just listed for you is in your control. And so come up with a few things that you can do for yourself in these pillars. Write them in your journal, share them here in the group. Tell me, send me a message. I would love to hear from you as to what you're actually going to work on. Because when we take control of our health and when we take charge of our food and our exercise and our emotions and our sleep and really decide to prioritize our health and prioritize ourselves, and put ourselves first and like decide, look, this is something I need to manage. Maybe you have extra time on your hands right now. Maybe you're not working and you actually have some spare time and you're thinking, look, I want this to be a productive time in this period. I want to look back at this period and feel like I actually made an effort towards my health. And you want to use this period to really focus on what you can control so that when you move into whatever that next new normal is, that you feel really confident about that. You feel like you have a plan in place. You feel like everything is going really well. I spoke to another client this past Friday, and she said she wants to clean out her deep freeze and make a bunch of meals. And she's actually one of my clients that we've worked together for quite a long time, but she has these feelings that she actually could be more productive than just sitting and really, like, feeling out of control right now. And so we worked together to make a plan where she's really going to take action on these things so that as she progresses through her new normal, then she's continually putting in that effort. And so as I kind of wrap up this video, I want you to think about what your new normal is going to be. What is in your control? What can you manage? What can you do different? What can you do better? What can you do more of? What can you do less of? And how are you going to tackle this? So if you need something, anything for those pieces, what is it? And how are you going to get it? You're going to have a conversation with your partner, conversation with your kids. Are you going to carve out some time? Do you need a coach? What is it that you need to actually make this happen? Is it accountability? Is it motivation? Is it the actual knowledge? Because those are available to you if you need those. That's exactly what I do with my clients. That's exactly what I do work on, is giving them that support and accountability and someone to talk to about this. Because when you're in that mindset of being ready to take charge of your health, then you're like, well, now what? That's where I come in and actually give you the what and the how and show you the steps. And then I check in with you every week to make sure that you're staying on track for this. And so right now is an important time where we're making the decisions that are best for us and that are supporting our well-being as best we can. So I want you guys to start really thinking about how you're going to transition, how you're going to take control of your health, how you're going to address these 4 pillars, how you're going to manage your health, your emotions, your new normal. What is that going to look like for you? And if this is something that you want support with, please reach out. Please reach out. This is exactly what I do with my clients. I have ways that you can work with me where we'll tackle this together. And if you want to learn more about those, please reach out. I do have another live training coming up on Friday. I did one yesterday. It's called Simplify Your Health, where we actually work through some of these strategies more in depth and I give you some tips of what you can do. But we also talk about a way to work with me at a deeper level in an upcoming program that I have starting on Monday, the 27th. So if this is something that you want support with as you transition of taking control of your health, as you transition into this new normal this week, the new normal next week, and really over these next few months, then reach out, because this is what I'm doing with my clients right now. I'm giving them something to focus on that is putting them on the right track. It's keeping in check their mindset and their stress levels and their nutrition and their exercise, and putting the pieces in place with them that they don't only have the knowledge, because sometimes we know what we need to be doing, right? Like a lot of the times we know we need to do that, but where are you getting the accountability to actually do it? Where are you getting the motivation to actually do it? If you have goals, then why have you not reached those goals on your own? Honestly, like, take a deep, hard ask on yourself. Why have you not? Is it the accountability? Is it the knowledge? Is it the motivation? What is it that you personally need to get to that next level, to take control of your health? Why aren't you there yet? And not in a bad way that I'm accusing you that you should be ahead of where you are. I just want you to honestly ask yourself, what is it that's holding you back? And whatever that is, that's your next step. That's the thing that you need to bring into your life. If it's knowledge, then let's get you the knowledge. If it's accountability and support or coaching, like coaching you through something is so powerful when somebody can ask you the hard questions, when someone can really help you dial in and figure out why you're doing things the way you're doing, and then help you think about alternate ways of doing it, creating healthy habits around your family's likes and dislikes. It's something that can be really, really powerful. And I witness a lot of my clients go through such a transformation like that. And so I would love you guys to decide if now is a good time for you to take control of your health. Prioritize yourself. Prioritize your health. Put some focus on the things that you can control. There is a lot that's not in our control right now, but there's a lot that is in our control. There's a lot. And so I gave you just a couple examples today. This is what I literally spend hours on with my clients, making sure that they feel like they have all the knowledge and all the pieces to take charge of their health. So I can see a few of you jumping in and out live. I hope that you have enjoyed this little pep talk. I wanted it to be a reminder that you have more control than you think you do, and you just need to spend some time on it. It's not something that just happens to us, right? We don't just happen to build healthy habits and happen to eat healthy and happen to lose weight and happen to have all these things. This takes work. This takes work. Living this type of healthy life is something that can be fun, and it's a good challenge, and it doesn't have to be hard. It's not difficult, but you have to put in the effort. It's not just going to happen on its own. So if you're wanting to use this extra time on your hands in a productive way, then reach out to me. Either send me a message right here on Facebook, reply to any of the emails I've ever sent you. I reply to each and every one in person. And you could join my next live training. It's on Friday. I'll pop the link right here in the comments. I would love to have you there. It's a really nice one. We spend about an hour together going over things kind of like what we talked about here today, but more in depth. It's going to be Friday at 2 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, which is 4 p.m. Eastern. And so if you're sitting at home anyways, you might as well come and say hi to me and hang out with me. I would love to have you. And again, I am going to be talking a little bit more about a program that I have starting on Monday. It's a 90-day program where I'm going to be coaching ladies through these next stages of our new normal and helping you to create healthy habits and really build your foundation and take control of what's going on in your life and in your health right now so that you feel confident in all of these next steps and you have the accountability through the process as well. So if that's something that interests you, let me know and I would love to chat. Thank you for those of you that stuck with me live this whole time. I hope you found this valuable. I'm going to sign off now. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. And I'm going to pop the link here right now as soon as I hit end. So just refresh as soon as I'm done and you'll be able to pop back and grab the link. I will talk to you later and I hope to see you live on Friday.